Good afternoon, Whitby Presbyterian Church. My name is Greg Steibel. Welcome to this special edition of Good Afternoon, Whitby Presbyterian Church. I am joined with a guest, which is wonderful. Carolyn Lockins is the chair of the Facilities Project Management Team. Thank you, Carolyn, for joining me today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me.
So tell me a bit about the background of the Facilities Project Management Team.
Our team was formed in late 2019 by session. There are 4 members of the team currently: myself, Bob Nelson, Bill Waite, and Mel Edstrom. We're looking for a 5th member. We were given the task by session to carry out what had been learned during the discernment process that took place over several months in 2019. We have the authority from session to work on facilities. Right now, that's what we call the infrastructure of the sanctuary building. That includes things like electricity, electrical systems, plumbing, the lighting in the sanctuary itself.
It sounds like general improvements.
General improvements, most of which the congregation sitting in the sanctuary will never see. But we're hoping that it will allow people to have a better worship experience.
Yeah. So where are we now with this project?
The team has hired Stig Carlson as the architect for this project. He is the same architect who worked with the Facilities Task Force 2.0, and we decided to keep him on. We've also hired P&L Construction. They are the general contractors responsible for hiring all the subcontractors who will do all that work. We've been working with Jeff Wallen, who's one of the vice presidents of the company. Finally, we have our as-built drawings. Stig did those for us. As-built drawings are how is the building now? We hunted everywhere we could think of with the county, with the city, through all of the plans and drawings that we own. Nothing, no as-builts for this building. So that was one of Stig's first projects, was to get those as-builts. Those are now in the hands of Jeff Wallen, and he has been able to send them on to his subcontractors. We're expecting a bid any day now.
So you bring up bids. Can you tell us a little bit about the finances of this whole project?
The team was awarded about $626,000 from Heather's Gift. Heather Abib was a member of our congregation for a number of years, and when she passed away, she left a gift to the congregation. Her only stipulation was that session would be the ones to decide how that gift was spent. So we have part of the gift to use for the improvements, changes to the sanctuary building.
Can you tell me a little bit about how you see this project impacting our congregation?
Probably the biggest thing about this project is improving the safety for our use of the sanctuary building. Better lighting will help us get in and out more easily, more safely, if we ever had to leave in case of an emergency. The electrical system, I'm sure everyone in the congregation has heard plenty of stories about our electrical system in the building. So the changes to that will also improve safety. One of the other things we want to do is give the tech team an opportunity to have their cameras, their equipment more out of sight than they currently are. And that's definitely going to change the worship experience that we have here in our sanctuary. The second part of the project is actually to change the entrance exit that most of us use these days. We're going to take out all those turns and make it a straight exit or entrance, depending on your point of view, and it'll be a gathering space. We don't have that really right now. People gather, they have to go all the way into Heritage Hall to do that, and most of us choose not to do that. So this would be an opportunity to have a place for people to gather both before and after the service. It will also enclose the breezeway, something we've talked about for many, many years, and it would give us an opportunity to have better entrance and exit into our sanctuary. Because these projects are actually bigger than just the sanctuary. We know that we will have to do some fundraising in the future. We don't expect that amount to cover everything that we have hopes of doing.
That's really great. Sounds like there's a lot of progress. So what are some of the next steps?
Well, the next step, the big next step, is to get the bid from the general contractor. That will include all of the bids from the subcontractors. And as I've mentioned, there are several subcontractors who are involved in this process. Once we have that bid, we'll have a better idea of how we can go about spending the $626,000 or so that we have to spend. We'll also have a better idea of how much the entire project, both parts of the project, will cost.
I understand also you brought a devotion for us this afternoon.
I have. I was looking for a devotion for today, and I thought, well, why don't I just look in these days to see if there's anything in there for November 1st, the day we're filming. And I thought this was a really good. This is actually not the verse itself, but a commentary on the verse. The verse is from Psalms, and it's number 24, and the specific verse is 7. Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, and that the King of glory may come in. On All Saints' Day, as we read the list of those who have died in the past year, I often find myself picturing how each individual upheld our community. We call faithful people pillars of the church, but is thinking of these saints as pillars a bit too static? A faithful life is active. Saints are those who open their arms in welcome, pull up another chair, have the vision to see where God might be calling the community of believers, and spur us to action. Perhaps they are not solid, unmoving pillars, but rather gates and doors. I thought that was appropriate because we are working with something solid. A building is definitely solid, but we want to open it up and make it as welcoming as we can to not just our congregation, but our community.
So much of this project that we're doing is to create a wonderful space in which to worship our God, which is really wonderful. I'm grateful for the team that's been working on it and for all of your continued prayers as this project continues to move forward. So until next time, peace be with you.